Today's topic of discussion is grammars and parsers. If you recall, we have gone through the phases using which natural language processing is done. For instance, if a sentence, the boy is running, this is the English language sentence. If it has to be processed by machine, what it has to do? It performs the phases like morphological analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, pragmatics, discourse. Syntax analysis is the second phase, which essentially helps users to get to know the structure of the sentence, whether the sentence is following the correct structure or not. So, say syntactic analysis is all about performing parsing. What is parsing? Well, parsing refers to the process of analyzing an input sequence in order to determine its structure with respect to the given grammar. If English grammar is given, English grammar follows typically a simple sentence in the form of noun phrase, verb phrase, NP, VP. Primarily, it is the job of the machine to determine whether the given sentence is based on the grammar of the language. That process of analyzing whether it follows the structure properly or not is known as parsing. Parsing techniques are broadly divided into rule-based parsing and statistical parsing. Rule-based parsing is all about ensuring that the grammatical rules of the language have been followed to frame the sentence. That is rule-based parsing. What happens is some kind of production rules are defined, and if a sentence follows those rules, then it comes under rule-based parsing. Statistical parsing requires large corpora. Corpora means the collection of sentences, and linguistic knowledge, meaning the knowledge of the language. These things are represented as statistical parameters or probabilities, which in turn are used to parse a given sentence. That is statistical parsing. Statistical parsing has a data set, and the knowledge of which sentence is right based on a specific grammatical rule, and probabilities are assigned, and then it is determined whether the sentence is proper or not. Essentially, what happens is a tree is built. A tree is built, which is known as a parse tree, such that this tree corresponds to some specific structure of a grammar and the mapping of the terms given in the sentence to the grammatical elements. That tree, for instance, if you have to perform a plus b, wherein a is equal to 10 and b equal to 20, you can represent this in the form of a parse tree. Plus becomes the root. It has two children, a and b, left and right, two nodes coming out of this root node, which is plus. Furthermore, a is equal to 10 and b equal to 20. 10 and 20 are the actual values. The operation which is going to be performed on a and b is plus, and plus is performed on 10 and 20. A and b are nothing but just the variables. Actual values are 10 and 20. Likewise, you may say noun. Noun can be a name of a place, animal, person, thing. If we say noun, we can substitute the actual word that occurs in a sentence. And suppose if a verb element of grammar has been used, it actually takes some kind of action value. Word that represents an action is a verb. Run, boy run, um, girl eats, um, man walks, or John walks. So John is noun, walks is verb. Likewise, uh, in this format, tree is constructed, which is known as a parse tree. And it can be done in one of the two ways, top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. Okay, if you look at here, S stands for sentence, NP stands for noun phrase, VP stands for verb phrase. And the general format of a sentence is S implies NP, VP. NP is a noun phrase, VP is a verb phrase, which you are putting in place of S, which is a sentence. So sentence can take the form of NP, VP when further it is split up. Let us look at this context-free grammar. This is the grammar rules, and these are the dictionary words. S leads to noun phrase, verb phrase. In place of S, you can substitute NP, VP. In place of NP, you can put determiner, noun. What is determiner? What values actually form a determiner is given in dictionary words. It can be a, the, an. Noun phrase can also be determiner, adjective, noun. Look what happens is, in a very simple sentence of two words, John walks, John walk. So noun phrase, verb phrase. Further, in place of this John, you can write blue shirt John. Means John who is wearing blue shirt. Suppose if there are two Johns, so the adjective is the blue shirt. So adjective and noun can also be noun phrase. Determiner, noun, the bottle is small. The bottle is small. If you have to say in this sentence, the bottle is determiner and noun. In noun phrase, it is nothing like a fixed form. It depends on the type of sentence and the type of words that are used in the sentence and their categories. The cute girl, for instance, the determiner cute um, adjective and noun girl. Noun phrase can also take only adjective and noun. Pretty pink. Suppose if you have to say pretty pink, so pretty is adjective, noun is pink. In verb phrase, you can have just the verb like run, eat, walk, or you can have verb followed by noun phrase. Again, another noun phrase. When you have two or more sentences together into a single sentence, in place of noun, you can put girl, apple, song, adjectives cute, smart, verbs sings, eats, ate. Let us look at an example of bottom-up parsing. The sentence given is the cute girl ate an apple. This is a sentence given to the machine, and now machine has to understand this sentence. It is doing so by creating a parse tree. Parse tree is used by the machine to determine whether the sentence has correctly been framed using some grammatical rule. Okay, bottom-up parser is basically a look-ahead parser. Look-ahead parser means that it can look at the next k inputs. If the occurs, what are the next two words after the? That is looking ahead. If a parser does that, then it is known as look ahead parser. Before making a decision, it depends on the following words, subsequent words of a present word that gives the context for a sentence. That is possible because of look ahead property of parser, and bottom up parser is like that. Bottom up parser is about taking a sentence and determining their categories and then their phrase types, and eventually it goes up to the root, which is a sentence. This is bottom up parsing. The cute girl ate an apple. What is the? If you look in this context free grammar rules, in the dictionary words, you will find that the is determiner. So you put det for the. The will get det. What is cute? Cute is adjective. So adjective is put at that place. Adg. And girl is noun. And these three things together combine to form a noun phrase. And look at verb phrase. When you look at this verb phrase, it has verb followed by another noun phrase. Ate an apple is a noun phrase because it has determiner and noun. Together they form a verb phrase, and which in turn create a sentence. This is bottom-up parsing. Top-down parsing is about beginning the parse process at the root. You start with the sentence S. Then you split the sentence into its constituent parts. They are noun phrase and verb phrase. Furthermore, noun phrase is determiner, adjective, noun, and verb phrase is verb and noun phrase. At the end, finally, the actual words that occur in the sentence are, you know, placed, and this is top-down parsing. That's it. Types of parsers we'll look at tomorrow.